What up, Bucks fans? We are back. This is Real Bucks Talk live on a Monday. It would help if I pushed the go live button, right? So now we're finally in here. So again, I'm your host, Michael Plus. Join as always, my co-host Mark Ramirez. Be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you're new in here, welcome. We appreciate every single one of you. You guys make the channel go. The interaction with the latest videos has been awesome. So much thanks to everyone. And Mark, we finally had a football game. Football is back. And it was really cool to see our Buccaneers in action, especially a lot of young players getting their first time in their experience and everything. So, Mark, just your overall thoughts of this past weekend. It was pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of everything. It was excitement till the end. I mean, you saw the young guys you wanted to see. Um, Offense had times where they were going left and right. Then you saw areas where okay, maybe we need improvement. You saw your future quarterback of the future, right? Oh wait, is he gonna shit the bed? Oh, never mind. He's got some good things. He's showing some improvements. We're gonna talk a lot on that. I know we just put out a film study on him. If you guys liked it, hit that like button on that video and then come right back over here. But I mean, Kyle Trask showed a lot. Defensively, there were some areas where okay, maybe we need to fix some holes, but a lot of the starters, a lot of the even the second tier secondary guys weren't even there. So a lot of young guys learning on the go. But I mean, either way, to me, fun game to watch and to break down. To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, with the defense, yeah, a lot of the main guys weren't in there. We got to see, a lot of Logan Hall. We got to see Cam Gill, Anthony Nelson, the young linebackers in KJ Britt. So there was a mixed group in there. The secondary with Nolan Turner. So yeah, I mean, a lot to look at. It was really fun to see.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, the sad part about it are there were injuries. I mean, you have Barner going on the IR, and then what do we happen? We sign a running back from the Dolphins, Laird, former Cal running back. Uh, Good hands on him. So, but let's see if he makes a roster. He's starting off late, and then Cam Gill gets hurt, which sucked because he was lighting it up on defense. And what do you know? We bring in Carl Nassib. Actually talk on that before we kind of jump into it. Familiar face, always good to see a guy like this that thrived here. Bucks signed Carl Nassib, just a 1 year deal. So jump on how you feel about Bucks bringing back Carl Nassib, and then we'll touch on the preseason after.
Yeah, Carl, I think, with Cam Gill being out with the Liz Frank, which that's a tough injury. We don't know how, that's going to play out, if he's going to be out for the year or if he can come back at some point. So with him going down, you needed a guy that they could trust. And Carl's, obviously been in the system. He plays special teams and he can rush the passer and give you some flexibility inside and outside. So this was kind of like a move we kind of wanted to happen. Like you saw it on the door, right? And now they finally brought it home. So I think it's a great fit. He fits the locker room perfectly. Guys love him. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun to have him back.
And the best part about him is he already knows the system.
Mhm.
Like you just said, everyone's familiar with him. He's comfortable in this locker room. Maybe some would think, oh, this is a distraction. It's not a distraction at all. This dude knows everyone here. The guys know him. They know he's going to fight. They know the type of caliber player he is. He can just plug and play right now because what do you know? He has his friends with him. He knows the playbook. I don't have to think. I can just go. And we're saying Carl Nassib is a little bit better Anthony Nelson. Maybe they're getting more along the lines of the same type of player now, which would be insane. Those 2 6 7 type of guys on the edge, when you have JTS and Shaq ahead of them, you can rest them. Good luck, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe he was sitting on the waiver wire just to be scooped up like that, and then just based off of opportunity. Oops, now he's a Buccaneer again. I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. It just made a lot of sense, and you can see these kind of moves coming into place if injuries did occur. So it's awesome to have him available, and we could definitely see other familiar faces get signed if injuries happen elsewhere. So yeah, it just made too much sense not to bring
Yeah.
him back. And you look at his numbers there, his 2 years in Tampa, 12 and a half sacks, really best 2 years of his career if you break it all down. He played very well. So natural fit. And like you were talking about, you can just move him around in different areas and he can bring just be a solid contributor. And he always brings a presence when he's on the field. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and that's nuts. 25 QB hits, 20 tackles for loss. I mean, he was all over the place. I had nothing but good things to say about Carl Nassib when he was here. I know Todd Bowles, if you guys saw our little update on that about Anthony Nelson, the only guy who doesn't fall for what was it, bootleg? QB bootleg. But I mean, I like a lot more secure now than I was earlier with the depth of the defensive end or edge rusher position, because Carl Nassib showed back in the day where he could drop back and just be a big guy in coverage. It didn't have to be great. It just had to be in the way. 6'7" is hard to throw over or around. So the fact that you have two of these guys and they're usually healthy. So look at that. 15 games, 14 games, a lot of stuff to like. And then when he leaves here, hopefully it's like the Rays. Once they leave, they're bad. The second they come back, they just light it up because hell, he was pretty damn good here. And I appreciate the efforts and I hope he brings it back. He's still only 29 years old. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I like it. And again, you can bring him, as your second wave of rotation, and you imagine him, Nacho, and Anthony Nelson getting after it with their motors. That's nonstop. Like that's a lot of fun to have in your back pocket, and it just allows, like you said, more flexibility for JTS to rush from the inside. Also, Shaq Barrett can do some different things as well. So overall, great move because he also brings special teams, and a lot of these other players that are on the free agent market might not play special teams. So I think that's what it came down to.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, again, feeding already a loaded roster. Okay. And the defense, let's look at the preseason game. So the majority of the guys that are going to be asked to play and be huge key roles did not play at all. I mean, I think the whole defense was all second tier or lower. And I guess we'll start off this way. So a person everyone wanted to see is always the rookies. So your first pick, but which was a second rounder, Logan Hall. I guess give your initial thoughts of him because I think you know my thoughts. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I saw some good things, and obviously there were some moments. It's like what are you doing, type of thing. There's definitely some of that in the game, but I didn't really see like just too many like glaring negatives. I thought there was a lot of positives for him as far as just pushing the pocket, doing some different things. He was definitely trying out different things, it seemed like, with his pass rush moves. And they weren't successful, obviously, but he was definitely bringing effort, which I liked. Held his gaps, I thought, okay. So I mean, definitely improved in the second half, I would say. The first half was kind of up and down for sure.
Yeah, you're kind of branching off to what I'm about to say. So
yeah,
Logan Hall, I mean, I have my own opinions of him. He's still young, still learning. I know they asked him to gain weight. A lot of people were saying, oh, he did great. I mean, watch it's a tale of two halves. I mean, his first half, to me, looked ugly. He got pushed around. There's higher tier players, probably second string, if not first string type players for the Dolphins. To me, he got moved around a lot. And then when it was a running play, he got distracted. He didn't know where the hell he was at. He would run after the ball carrier that didn't have a ball. And who was following him? I don't know if this is sarcasm. Let's not forget Grant Stewart was out there sticking to his assignments. I'm hoping that's sarcasm because
I think it is.
With him chasing after someone that didn't have the ball. And that, to me, you can learn that. You can get improved on that. The Bucs took Logan Hall for his pass rush ability, and he's going to have to learn how to stop the run because that's just not his forte right now. He stays a little high. I did see him trying to shoot gaps, which did cause disruption a lot. I saw it in the first half, but when it came to let me push someone backwards, it wasn't really there for me just yet. And he was doing spin moves that didn't go anywhere. He just spun himself. And again, first time seeing you, okay, but we're going to see some more maturation of his moves. At least he's trying them. At least he has a confidence to do that stuff. Because some people won't even try it because they're too afraid to mess up. At least he has that confidence. And then that's how I see him. Like the way he talks sometimes bothers me. It's almost too cocky. And then I see this, I'm like, what are you getting so cocky about? You didn't do jack shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, it's a maturation process for sure. He's got to get that feel, get the speed of the game, and he's jumping up in a very much higher competition, coming from Houston and jumping all the way to the NFL. So yeah, technique and all that stuff is going to have to be ironed out. But the bottom line is all this is coachable. He can learn from it. And I'm sure he's looking at the tape and probably agreeing with us. He's got to be better, more disciplined with his eyes and stuff like that. And against Miami's offense, that's a good test because they run a bunch of misdirection and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean,
Do you not get a tackle either?
I don't think he did. I know he was in on one. I think they gave it to Cam Gill. I believe Cam Gill had the tackle for loss. So
Played like a man possessed too.
he did. Yeah. It sucks he got injured. He was definitely going to make this roster. He was going to be that fourth edge rusher for sure. And now we don't know when he's coming back.
Yeah, but talking on him though, I saw him run a play from behind, like 25 yards from behind the play, and ran the guy down, tackled him. A different level motor, different level of power, speed than anyone else on the field. I mean, it was almost like seeing Shaq Barrett's first year here. It was just dominating whoever the hell was in front of him, and they just left him in the game. So
yeah,
hoping he comes back quick. Let's see what they say. Again, you never know because Ryan Jensen, it's going on about 5 months now, and we haven't joking, but I mean, let's see what happens what the timetable is on that.
Right.
But any other talking points on defense? I guess Anthony Nelson also had a really good game.
Right. Yeah. We put a video out on Anthony Nelson today. Go check that out. It was a very good game for him. He's definitely transformed his body a little bit. Looks faster. Looks like his pass rush arsenal is more developed. So he did a lot of good things. And again, he's a guy that just always in the right spot. You don't have to worry about him not doing his job. And I think that's what makes him so cool to see out there when he is playing, because usually he's right there next to the football.
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk bad about any of those guys. And those guys would have been people you see on the field a lot more in our defense. Other than that, it was all backups. Pat O'Connor flashed a little bit.
Yeah.
KJ Britt calling the plays on defense. He was around. And then you like how the linebackers look too, right?
Yeah, I loved the linebackers. I thought JJ Russell did some good things, but number 53 from Rutgers, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Fadikazi or Fadikuzi. I don't know. That's probably wrong. Name Police is going to get me, but he had a really good game. I thought he just looked very instinctual, not super athletic, but he's I guess I shouldn't say that either. Someone's going to get me for that. It's not saying he's super athletic, but
I don't see you running a 4-4 play.
Right. Yeah. No, he's fast enough and he's in the right spot. So that's what I liked about him. And he was doing a lot of good things. He made a very key, I think it was third and like short. He came across and made the tackle on the quarterback.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
I mean, keeping the situational football, keeping you in the game, getting your offense back out there to get potentially in field goal range to score.
Yeah. Grant Stewart's in trouble. I'll say that. Grant Stewart's in trouble making the team.
I agree. I mean, I know Grant Stewart is a baller on special teams, but I mean, if you have no potential of doing anything on the defense, in case one of these guys get hurt, you got to have like a play in a pinch. And if some New York rookie guy is doing better, oops. Oh, Krillin says, "Oh no." Hey, but it's true. I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes he just doesn't know where he's going. He plays like a man with his head on fire, but that's good for special teams only.
Right. Chris Cole, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yep.
We'll keep it going. Hopefully, we bring some good intel on things that's going on. Any word on if Tyler Johnson, Stearns, or Geiger was more involved in practice today?
I'm not sure on that one. I'm sure they all practice. They're all out there, so I don't see why they wouldn't be involved. Tyler Johnson's definitely involved with the offense. He had a great game on Saturday, and we'll get to the offense here shortly. But yeah, all those guys. Maybe he's thinking of Devin Tompkins, but all the receiver competition, and again, we'll get to that here soon. Very stacked.
Yeah, actually, I want to just jump into it right now.
Okay, let's do it.
I just want to talk defensively. I mean, who else ever showed out to you? I mean, Nolan Turner kind of was around the ball a lot when it was in the secondary.
Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't get really any glaring things, but I mean, everyone wanted to see Zion McCollum, but I don't know what the heck they expected from him.
Yeah.
I guess touch on those points.
Yeah, Zion, he just needs the reps. He needs the experience, and he got beat on a double move on the touchdown.
Yeah.
It happens. He's going to be super aggressive. I thought when they let him play press, he did some good things. I mean, he showed some ability. He's definitely got the athletic ability. He just needs to just continue to learn his job and learn the defense. That will be big. But you only do that with repetition and experience. So he'll come along. I thought there was the one corner, McMichael. I thought he did some good things. Kyler McMichael. I think he's out of North Carolina. He had a good pass breakup at the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was decent out there. Other than that, like you said, Nolan Cherner, I thought looked good out of the safety group. What was the other guy? Don Gardner almost had an interception, came really close. So
I thought I would see D Delaney a little bit more, like
Right.
see him pop off a little bit more, but like I don't know why. There's people catching balls in front of him, so I don't know what was it with that. Maybe they're just playing soft defense there, but I thought he would have made it another jump from last year to this year since he had so much playing time last year. That's one little downer thing I kind of took from. And then here, Joshua here, McMichael impressed me. Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, Josh, good to see you. He works at Pure Report. Be sure to check out his great content as well. Yeah, I mean, we can get into the offense now. Defensively, I didn't see any like super negatives, so that was good. But yeah, let's talk about the offense. Obviously, we talked a lot about Kyle Trask, but let's start with Daddy Blaine Gabbert. Spinning the ball out there. Yeah. I mean, that second drive was pretty good. The first drive, stalled because of holding and just couldn't get anything going there. But that second drive was nice.
Open now. Little out route.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Second drive.
Yeah, second drive I thought was, really nice to see. Got some good opportunities. Tyler Johnson making plays across the field, and then also on a little slot fade route where he went up and got it. Gio Bernard running the football, pretty effectively. And then the use of the play action pass for the touchdown, that was awesome. They did a little play action trap protection, which I love. Sarcastic, but I love that play. And it worked. I mean, Darden and Scotty Miller were wide open, and easy throw for Blaine Gabbert.
And Keith made a nice crucial block on that play too.
Yeah.
I like to see it.
Yeah, I saw Kate Otten pass protection as well.
Both of them
on the Tyler Johnson pass. So yeah, really nice.
They left Kate Otten one-on-one with an edge rusher, an outside linebacker. I thought that was awesome. I mean, to have confidence in him. No, get your ass out there, make a block. And both of them were really aggressive, even after a catch or running down the field, making blocks down the field. I love to see that. So I guess touching more on them, Kate Otten had some catches. Then he got drilled on one where kind of Trask threw the ball and the ball met Kate Otten at the same time he got hit. So
yeah,
it's not necessarily his fault, but the demeanor on both these guys, business, get to the next play. Okay, I made a play, get to the next play. Very, very business casual kind of feel to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I love them both. Obviously, whoever watches this channel, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Kate Otten. I talk about him daily if I can, because I just think he's so super impressive. He just does everything right. Wears no gloves, by the way. He's a true hands catcher, which is great. I just hope he doesn't hurt his fingers. But yeah, it was cool to see him, blocking, doing all the little things, and then Keith just putting people on their ass. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah, I mean, both of them had big blocking opportunities and showed up, and something we don't really see here often, unless it's Robert Gronkowski, and he's no longer here. So they drafted well, I'll say, especially at the tight end position.
Yeah, Krillin, absolutely. I love
Hell yeah, he does. I'm surprised not every video we do is Keith, or not Keith, Kate Otten.
Hey, yeah. If we could, I would, but we can't do that. It's just a little too much.
I'm hitting the stop sign every damn time, probably. Let's talk on the O-line now. So we talk a little bit of O'Keefe and Kate Otten blocking. So
Yeah.
your initial thoughts of the O-line, Hainsey, Nick Leverett, like how they had them starting left guard, center, Stinney at right guard. How'd you think they looked?
Yeah, I thought, it was kind of mix bag. I thought Hainsey was probably the best. He was like very consistent, did a pretty good job. Leverett had some good things, but also had some negatives where trying to be a little bit maybe too aggressive, let some penetration in. So just little things with his consistency. Stinney, kind of same thing. I thought he did some good things too. So yeah, it's kind of mixed. Gedeke. God, name police is gonna just kill me today. Yep. Gedeke, I thought he did better as the game went on. I thought he got more comfortable as the game went on and showed promise for sure.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add on what Josh is saying here. Hainsey looked good, Leverett looked good, and tackles were ouch. Yes,
Yeah.
tackles were big time ouch. I feel like every time they're just beaten off the snap, and it looked ugly.
Fred Johnson, tough.
Fred Johnson allowed the interception, or it's not his fault, but I mean, the interception happened. Let's get that out of there. We'll talk about that later. But 2 bad plays. An interception happened on the play where he got beat immediately, and a strip sack fumble that resulted in a touchdown. That's ugly. That's not what you want to have in your resume. But talking on Hainsey and Leverett, Hainsey looked real good to me. Like helped
comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortable, very in control of what he's doing. Good reads, and also like we talked about in the Trask film study, him getting out and screens. The boy is athletic. Talk about athlete. He's getting out there in front, getting little chip blocks on linebackers. He looked ready to go, and I like how they got him out after a few series, and it was like, okay, yeah, he's good enough. Let's get him the hell out. And then they shifted Leverett over, and then Gedeke moves in at left guard. So Leverett, like you just mentioned, I know he's getting a lot of praise, a lot of good things. He's out there, the first person out. But there were times where it was inconsistent to me. Like he'd either get pushed back, and like the big Tyler Johnson pass play where Trask has to get that thing out really fast because there's a man in his face. Yeah. Leverett's the one getting bulldozed over. He had some really good hustle and motor plays where he kind of pushed someone over and kept going even through the whistle. I love that. But sometimes I'm like, I want to see a little bit more consistency if he's going to be our left guard. But he's been in the system longer than Gedeke, so I think it's kind of a standstill on that one to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's more to come, right? It's more to come because we have to continue to see how these guys progress. Obviously, the big indicator will be that 3rd preseason game. Who's the starting left guard then? Because all the starters are going to play that game, at least for a couple quarters at the minimum. So whoever the starter is, left guard going into against Indianapolis, that'll be your telltale sign. But this week, are they going to rotate it? Yeah. Hainsey, the twist block on touchdown run for Keyshawn. Yeah, that was good.
And who was the fullback on that play?
Keefe, baby. Yeah. Fullback city. Here we come. Love to see it. You love to see it. So, but like I was saying with the left, no, you're good with the left guard spot. We just got to continue to see how that rotation plays out. Are they going to put a new starter this week for this week's game at that position? That will be a big sign if it's still up in the air.
Yeah, but I mean, it is telling that Nick Leverett had the first opportunity to get it.
Absolutely.
Right. So then again, he's going to be playing next to Donovan Smith. Maybe he just was doing too much. When he's next to a better player, maybe he's going to do more of his assignment. So maybe that's credit to that too. It's not like he was being overmatched or anything. It was just sometimes I'm like, what? Where's the consistency at?
It's tough because you have Brandon Walton as your left tackle, and Brandon later in the game went to right guard, so he's like playing everywhere, and he's just not ready to be a tackle yet. I think he has upside to be a tackle, but I feel like he's a better player at guard right now than he is tackle. So yeah, that was tough. I mean, it was tough. And then later on, you had Dylan Cook as your left tackle, and he struggled. Had some good moments, but he struggled too. So,
yeah, I mean, and O-line, we kind of talked our heads off on it. Yeah, Gedeke looked better later in the game, second half. Yeah, you better because it's against guys that are more along your line of caliber player.
mm-hmm.
Once you face first, second teamers, it's a little bit different story. Yeah, just the one thing you saw is a lot of what the coaches were saying. He's just get lower. That's about it. If he gets lower, his body, his size, he can kind of start winning matchups more consistently, but he just needs to get his pad level down. O-line, we've talked our heads off on that. Let's go into what everyone else wants to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let you choose it. Is it going to be a wide receiver or the old quarterback?
Let's go into receiver because they made a lot of key plays. I guess we can start with Tyler Johnson and his impact. He looks very comfortable. Obviously, with 6 catches, 73 yards on 7 targets. Had one drop, late in the game, but he looked good. He looked confident in his ability. It seemed like he understood the playbook like flawlessly. Like he knew where to be. Route running was pretty sharp. He created some separation, and he was also able to make moves after the catch, which I know we've seen a little bit of it from him in the past, but this was it was just smooth, like very quick.
Almost Chris Godwin-esque.
It was like
players.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one big thing I noticed after the drop, I mean, I know some people get pissed off about drops, and it was eat wideouts, please. So much talent. there is, but there's also potentials for trades. You never know. Mm-hmm. But talking on that drop, so he had a drop. I got pissed at him for some of these. It was the same exact little quick slant in, drops it. Looked like he was about to get hit. He got scared. Right. What they do, then went right back to him on the other side of the field, and he caught the same exact play, same exact pass, but he caught the ball, and he converted for a first down. I loved it. Love to see that. There was no, I'm going to have to sit on the sideline, think about what happened. No, I caught the ball. I keep moving. 6 catches, 73 yards. And one of the biggest catches was a contested catch, and came down with the ball and hyped it up, celebrated like it was a touchdown. But that's stuff you want to see. That's a huge, big gainer from him. And, I mean, he just showed a lot. Good route running, hands, catch out, yards after catch. He did a lot. And, I mean, it showed he took the offseason to really train on himself and get going. Another wide receiver, Jalen Darden, only had 1 catch, but it was a big catch, touchdown, 23 yards. Literally after that touchdown, you never really saw him because I think he just took him off. So is that, to me, is that meaning Darden has more value because, okay, let's take him off so we don't get him hurt because he's our punt returner, solidified, he's on the roster? Is that what I'm looking too much into, or
I think you're right. No, I think you're right on it. And the way the coaching staff has been talking about Jalen Darden, I know there was a interview out there that Todd Bowles did with, I think it was like Sirius XM, and they spoke about Jalen Darden. Like he spoke very highly of him, like as far as being one of the main weapons on offense, not only offense, but, special teams as well. So it seems like he's got definitely an inside track as the 5th receiver after the top 4. And, after that, is it going to be, Tyler Johnson and et cetera. But yeah, Darden, I thought, again, he's another one that just looks comfortable. He understands the playbook and, showing consistency, getting open. That's going to be key.
It's disgusting the amount of depth there is at that wide receiver and who could be let go. Yeah, like you just said, Mike, Chris, Gage, and Julio. Those 4, they're there. You didn't really see much of Grayson at all.
Right.
He was out there. I saw him out there.
He was, yeah.
But TJ blew it up. Darden had the 1 touchdown. Scotty was out there a lot. I mean, he was open at times, just never got the ball. Perriman's never practicing. Doesn't mean to me. He's hurt. So you can't play him.
Yeah.
And then Devin Tompkins, Stearns, Geiger, they all balled out. So a lot of young, hungry guys pushing the top, but these guys still perform. I mean, Scotty, maybe if he catches that 1 deep ball from Trask, maybe he's getting his name talked about a lot more, but I'm more interested in what this Darden thing is. Is it truly he is a handpicked guy from Brady from last year and he's going to have a bigger, more evolved role in the offense, like because he is a typical little gadget type player. Throw him a quick screen, get him in space, and see what the hell he can do.
Yeah.
I like that potential considering all the big guys we have. If that happened, that's something they're kind of holding under wraps. That'd be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the Bucs would do that. I wish they would, but we'll see. Maybe it's just the punt return ability. They don't want to get him hurt, but his ability to create in space, I think, is huge. And I'm hoping that, to me, that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and TB12, Goatman makes a great point. This is going to upset outside leverage, but they're definitely featuring Tyler Johnson. And Tyler played pretty much the whole game, on the weekend. He was into the fourth quarter with Trask, so very well could be that they're trying to get his value up for a potential trade. I think it comes down to either him or Scotty Miller as far as potential trades and see where they can go from there. But Darden, I think he's pretty close to a lock in my opinion, just because of the draft status. They traded up to get this guy in the fourth round. They feel confident with his return ability that is going to become more consistent. He understands the playbook now. His body is in great shape. And he's just being more consistent overall at camp. He's making tons of plays there and then making plays in the game too. So that's what matters.
And that is telling. So, I mean, outside leverage said here, Brady brought you Antonio Brown. There's a reason players aren't GMs. So, yeah, Brady's the one calling these guys. Maybe Brady talked about Darden, but talk about GM. This is the guy that traded up to get Darden. So he's invested draft capital in him. So he's going to want to see what his drafted guy. It's not like Brady said, you better trade your ass up. I'm like, you better trade me or trade up. Like, it's not like he did that. He maybe said this could be a guy I like. But either way, I mean, I think it's more the punt return ability because
that's funny. Good one.
From the tub.
Good one, Josh.
But I mean, I think I'm just trying to think too much into it. I think it's just more the punt return job. We don't need, Barner's already hurt.
Yeah.
There's no other.
They featured Devin Tompkins with that role to start off with. I think Geiger got some kickoff returns in there as well. Rashad White, I don't think is a kickoff returner. I don't think they should put him there. I think it's kind of telling that they didn't have Darden, returning kicks. Like they said, hey, we're gonna give the opportunities to these other guys and see what they can do.
You never know. You never know. I'm not going to say this is no matter what. Darden's the guy. Devin Tompkins did have some shiftiness in that game. Let's say with more opportunities, what happens? Like outside leverage said earlier. Oh my dude, Mr. Bucs Nation is
what up, James?
James Hill, the original OG YouTuber of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. James, I feel starstruck right now. Thank you, James.
James, yeah, you're awesome, man. We got to get you back on our show, here coming up soon. Hopefully we can get you on, during the season at some point. Talk some football.
Biggest brown noser.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Mr. Bucs Nation, be sure to do so. He's just killing it over there, over 16,000 subscribers and counting, makes daily content. We kind of stole his page. We learned from the best, so we're trying to be just like him and try to be the best. So that's awesome.
So I guess jumping back into receivers, I think it's a good thing. Top four, we're in the tub. There's no reason to kind of get them hurt. You're really lingering hamstring things with already Evans, Gage, Julio. Let's just get them to the season. Don't even have them do one play, and let's go. I freaking love this wide receiver room. I think it's a good thing that iron sharpening iron's going on.
I couldn't agree more. I have a feeling they're going to keep 7. I just feel like it's going to be hard not to, especially if these guys continue to contribute. And I think they want to keep as many as they can, and keep 7. If I had to say right now, the outside guys looking, I think Cyril Grayson definitely is on the bubble. Scotty Miller, unfortunately, I hate to say it because Scotty's been doing so well at training camp. Like he's been balling out every day. Brashad Perriman, I don't see making it. Vincent Smith, Cameron Brown, guys like that.
I guess
So
it's if you see Devin Tompkins perform well at punt returner, that
mhm,
could either push Scotty or Darden off. I guess you would say.
yeah, yeah. Well, like we said just previously, I think Darden's got pretty much close as a lock as you can put it right now. He would have to do something like just dramatically wrong and and really knock himself out, or these other guys would have to play just out of the world, like amazing. But I see him being right now the fifth guy. Then I would probably say the sixth guy is Tyler Johnson, and then after that, it's just man, it's tough. I'm glad I'm not Jason Light. I'm glad I'm not him because it's tough decisions.
But this is also good news.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome because they don't want a situation like last year where they pretty much got left with the cupboard just empty, especially going to the playoffs. And they want to make sure they have as much depth there as possible. And yeah, it should be. It's definitely one of probably the best. It's probably the best group on the team when you think about it. It hands down, it's the best group. Like it's just top to bottom. I haven't seen this kind of receiver room. I don't know in a long time. I don't think we've ever had this much talent at that position.
I mean, think about the damn names you can say.
Yeah.
Evans, Godwin, Julio Jones. I don't care what age Julio Jones is. He's still Julio damn Jones. Until that man proves otherwise, hell, I'm not going to say he's Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, or any of these guys that play that deep, or Larry Fitzgerald play that deep in their career, but you have 3 or 4 guys next to him that can just play at the same caliber. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
Have him lessen his reps, lessen the load, just ball out for half the plays, 30-something plays, not 60-something plays. Let's see.
God. Yeah, and people forget like Jared Stearns and Devin Tompkins, like they were 2 of the best receivers in college football last year, numbers wise. Like I think Stearns got the triple crown, and Devin Tompkins was right there behind him. So these guys have a ton of production, and they probably would have been drafted much higher if these guys are 6 feet tall. Like if they were 6 foot and not 5'7", they probably would have been drafted at some point because their production and their ability to get open is just awesome. And I didn't expect that from Geiger. I thought Geiger really stepped up. Like his ability to stop and start was really cool to see.
I mean, Trask out there giving blocks for the man. But let's also say this.
Yeah.
They did really well in the second half of the first playoff game, first preseason game. Those aren't the best type of players there. So they're playing competition, right? So if they're playing anyone that's on a first team defense, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to get open. Speed just doesn't win every time. So, I mean, we get excited over these shiny new toys, but guys like Tyler Johnson, Jalen Darden, Scotty Miller, they're still performing, showing you they've improved after last year over and over and over again. If they're shitty, okay, get rid of them. I got new blood to kind of get in there and sharpen the tools, but now it's very competitive, very, very competitive.
Right.
And you know what, before we jump into the old Trask, since we already did a whole video on them, jump into the running backs.
Yeah.
Rashad White, Gio, quick, then gets hurt. Shit. Vaughn catching balls. Tell me more on that.
Yeah, I thought the running back room looked, overall very solid. Obviously, Leonard Fournette didn't play. Then you had, Gio as that first guy in, and I thought he did a lot of good things. Again, he looked quick. Todd talked about him today just being a little bit sore, so it seems like he'll be okay. And they'll probably just, probably rest him for this week. He really doesn't need to play in the preseason. But he looked good. I thought he did a lot of good things. And then Keyshawn Vaughn catching the football smoothly, just being consistent, running the ball. He had some trouble, but again, that wasn't all his fault. He was like met in the backfield a couple of times. But he did some good things. Got a nice touchdown run on the goal line, so that was cool. And then Rashad, I mean, that's my other bro crush. Rashad's our guy, man. He's such a good dude, and I don't know if you guys have checked out his story. I'll have to put the link in the description, but man, hell of a past, hell of a character, just great human being. And he's hungry. He's very hungry. and he looked good. And it was funny that you texted me. He's like, he looks slow. I was like, no, I think that's just his stride, man. He's got long legs and he just picks up ground so effortlessly and really made a lot of plays out of nothing, which was awesome. Like he got 4, 5 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. It was really good running by him.
Yeah, he looks the part. He looks bigger than most. I mean, people keep saying he's 6'2", he's 6 foot, but just he looks big. And when he gets the ball, people kind of bounce off of him. He's not really falling down. He'll absorb hits and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Even some of these, I said, yeah, he looks slow. Maybe it is the stride, but literally people are diving for his legs and he's like hurtling over them. And not like the crazy stuff you saw at Arizona State, but still like they couldn't get him. He got to the edge of the sideline and keep going upfield. I mean, a lot of stuff you'd like to see. And they even use him to split him out wide. They threw him the ball, a quick pass like that. Yeah, it was a little bit high from Trask. Maybe if he gets it a little bit lower, he can make something move or make a miss. But I liked a lot of what he did. There was no massive giant run, but he got chunk yard. The catch that he got from Trask and took it to the sideline, yeah, that was good. But I can't wait to see more of him. I want to see more of Rachaad White back there getting more reps. I want to see like maybe this third or second game he gets a little bit more carries, even though he was our leading carrier. Let's see what else he has, because this potentially could be another hidden weapon that Tom Brady can use and just rotate in with Fournette and Gio. Nasty.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think he's another one that as he gets more comfortable understanding the offense, understanding where to be, understanding blitz protection, stuff like that, picking up, pass protection, all those little nuances, he's going to be just fine and a lot of fun because you can use them in so many different ways. Yeah, there you go. There, yeah. Definitely. So yeah, I was impressed by him, and I can't wait to see what he does in these joint practices coming up. So yeah, for you guys that don't know, they do have joint practices coming up against the Titans, and that'll be huge for a lot of the main guys, a lot of the main players that we didn't see, and we probably won't see much of them in this game again. But it's good work for all the backups and building that depth. So that'll be really good.
So we talked a lot of points. Gio Bernard, one other point. Quick. Dude is quick. I think that's why I said Rachaad White looks slow. Because Gio's just so damn shifty and quick. It's
shorter legs, man.
Right. So maybe that's just it. Rachaad White's more of a powerful fast instead of a quick fast. So but that's just my 2 cents. Now every probably Buck fan in here is wanting to talk about. And good, you waited 43 minutes for it. Mr. Kyle Trask. He stepped up to the occasion. And yes, even though that quicksand thing we talk about a lot, the dude had an interception that was crazy, went off of a Rachaad White's hands into the calves of a defender for an interception. Next series comes out, strip sack fumble, touchdown. They go into the half. How much do you think a guy can think and shit on himself, seeing all these people writing about his practices? Oh, he sucks. Trash. Trask is trash. Terrible pick. What were they thinking? You have FSU fans, bullshit. Miami fans, trash. And then you come out, your first drive down the field, make accurate passes, smart decisions, rolling in the pocket, good throwaways, and a perfect touch pass in the corner. And that was anticipatory pass, not just, he got open, now I'm going to throw it. He threw it before the guy was open. I thought it was a lot of good things from Trask, a lot of good improvements from one year to the next. I think that trajectory we talked about from Florida, they made the strides to get better, are here, and you're seeing it in person. If you go back and look at our tape from him last year, there was ugly things. I was first to say that. I was like, you need to fix this. He's fixed a lot of it. That's all I'm going to say on that. And plus, go.
Yeah. Before I hype up Kyle Trask, guys, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you think of this live stream. Again, we appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe and check out all our daily content. We're trying to pump out more videos during the week, and obviously once we get into the season, we're going to do more film stuff and more film breakdowns as well. So yeah, a lot of great stuff at Real Bucks Talk. We appreciate your support. Hit that like button for us. But anyway, back to Kyle Trask. Kyle looks good, man. He looks good. And again, it's against second, third string, players, guys that probably aren't going to be on the roster.
Yep.
But at the same time, he's playing with the same dudes, like guys that are not going to be most likely on the team. And he did a lot of good things. He showed poise. His mechanics are just way better than they were last year, like so improved as far as like just throwing with quickness, throwing with touch, throwing with velocity, stepping into his throws, being confident. There wasn't really, I saw one throw where he kind of threw it off his back foot, but again, it was a safe incompletion. So, just stuff like that where he was being smart with his placement of the football, I thought was really good. Anticipation, everything you said, it was right on the money. And on top on top of that, it's okay, TB12 go, man. It's all good. It's all good. Tom Brady is the QB this year. That's all that matters. But, just speaking on Trask, overall, solid game.
Yeah, I mean, so this is something I want to bring up because a lot of fans get so mad about it. Yeah, you just said it. Brady's your quarterback. You don't have anything to worry about. You're looking at, are we going to have to go out and draft someone else because Trask isn't it? And
they very well could still draft a quarterback next year.
And yeah, you're 100% honest. They probably could. They probably should almost, especially if Brady's gone, bring even more competition. It doesn't have to be a first-round pick.
Right.
It could be somewhere down the line. So usually first-round picks don't really pan out either. So take that into consideration, guys. But the thing is, a lot of the questions that people had got answered in this game. I mean, the accelerated getting the ball out of his hands, way better. Decision-making, control of the offense, clutch plays when down and distance is 3rd and 21, gets chunks. Even the players in the lineup say, oh, he told us let's get a chunk here, chunk there. Let's get it little by little. Confidence to say that, to control the huddle. Love it. To accuracy in some of these damn passes, insane. You don't have to have a Matthew Stafford arm to make it in this league. I'm just looking for him to be Brad Johnson. He won a Super Bowl with us. I don't know if you guys remember that guy. Yeah. There's consistent guys. Drew Brees did not have a cannon, guys.
He might be on the show next week. Hint, hint. Okay.
Yeah, possibly. But you just got to be able to run an offense, get the ball where it needs to be. Get mad about the Scotty Miller deep ball. People said it was late. No, he got off his back foot and unleashed it. It was just a little too high. Maybe drive it a little bit more. He underestimated Scotty's speed, maybe. I mean, I saw a lot to like. Still, I don't want to see him anywhere near the starting lineup just yet until it has to be. But I'm ready for a Super Bowl run. But I did like the strides I saw to improve. I'm not mad at all about it.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. And if anything, this week, again, he's going to get great reps with, obviously, we haven't even talked about, Tom Brady taking his, 10 days off. But with Tom, being away for the team until after this game, I think it's awesome that, Kyle, and there you go. He's at Tom was at a baseball tournament for his son. So again, it's nothing serious, nothing.
He's going to retire.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. He just wanted to be with his kids, and I can't blame him. He doesn't really need to play these 2 preseason games. He'll be out there for the 3rd week against the Colts and, get his reps and timing and all that good stuff. But, back to Trask, I think it's awesome that he's getting more work this week against Titans and joint practices, going up against their competition and their level of play, a very good team as well, like deep depth as far as roster and talent on defense. So that'll be great. It'll be great work for, our offensive line going up against Jeffrey Simmons. And I think Trask has a chance to, I hope they start him this week. I hope he starts ahead of Blaine Gabbert and plays the whole game, because you really don't need to see Blaine. Like, there's no reason to put him out there.
Well, but the thing is this really a competition for QB number 2? Or
No, I don't think so. I would just like to see Trask get those reps and experience, especially against maybe some 1s that the Titans play, and then, some 2s as well, high quality.
All right, some good comments in the chat.
Absolutely. Love to see it.
Leverett said, family time is important. Dude couldn't stay around his family for 2 months before unretiring.
Hey,
That's what's funny.
he loves football.
Where's this? Josh over here talking about Trask. As long as the arm is a bit better than Chad Pennington.
Chad Pennington. Come on now.
It's a bit better now.
Yeah, that
He
guy
was
was
a first-round pick.
Yeah, that guy was injured before he stepped onto the field.
Poor guy. He was in the Jets.
Yeah.
It was over before it started. Gosh. But yeah, those are two funny ones there.
Mhm.
But yeah, more on Trask. I don't know. So he puts outside Leverett said if Brady goes down or steps away, Trask should be QB number 2. There's no reason to doubt the team winning with him at QB so long as the weapons are available, especially Mike Evans.
Mhm.
I don't want to think about this. I didn't want to talk this into fruition. He has points here. Our defense is really damn good. I would think we'd be able to get to the playoffs if that said happen. But to win a Super Bowl, you need to have continuity with the offensive players. He just isn't there yet. Would we be a winning team still? Yeah, I'd agree with that. But a Super Bowl caliber team, I don't know. I think you need to have a lot of continuity on that offense that Tom Brady has, and Trask is trying to still learn. Like someone said, whip behind the ears.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And he's still going to be, QB3, I think, for this year. The biggest thing with Trask, and you want to just see that continued progression. And that's why I'm hoping like they give him an opportunity to start this game and then maybe bring in Blaine after him. I don't know if they would do that. Probably not. Maybe you play Ryan Griffin a little bit. But at least give Trask, 3 quarters or however long you want to put him in there, and give him opportunities to play, with some main guys against the other team.
So one thing I do want to see though. So Chris Schmidt here says Trask kind of panics too many turnovers. So not necessarily in this game against the Dolphins. That wasn't necessarily his fault. There wasn't really panicking. He was an interception that went off of our guy's hand into the Cavs, another one I mentioned, and then left tackle gets beat immediately, strip sack fumble. That I'm not going to really associate to him, even though internal clock, say what you will. But in practice, yeah, every reporter possible. Trash, terrible, interception. Number 88, interception. I want to see what happens if the Titans are in there and they start sending blitzes. That's where I want to see it. Does he cause turnovers? Does he throw something quick because he thought too fast? Does he panic like he's saying here? I don't think it happened in this Dolphins game, but I'm hoping the Titans send something like that so we can see if that answer is there. Does he panic when pressure's in his face? Because I didn't really see much from Miami.
Right. No, I would agree with that. Yeah, they didn't do much as far as like overall looks, from a pressure standpoint. But again, that was something they were doing in the joint practices where they were sending pressure and doing stuff like that. And Trask was kind of mixed in that area. So yeah, that's something that you want to see progression in, and hopefully he gets that, this weekend. But, all in all, I like where he's heading. Again, he's got a great head on his shoulders. He comes with a background where this is it's been the norm for him, back up, works his way, eventually becomes a starter, and then he just balls out. So you're hoping that track just continues to progress, and he's got great coaching around him. Like he's learning from the best of the best. So he's in a great spot. And I think he spoke about that, during his press conference. So yeah, I'm proud of him, and I just hope he just continues to keep going that way.
And I think it is. I mean, think about it. He's going to have a whole other year to sit and learn. And
yeah. And just look how quickly his mechanics improved from this 1 year. Like imagine him next year continuing to work on his body, continue to work on everything, understanding playbook, understanding throwing with anticipation. That's the biggest thing that just looks so good. Like, and he was looking off the safety. He was looking middle of the field, then going the other way. His feet were connected with his arm. Yeah, so many positives to take away.
And I fully agree with that. Like, just look at the baby fat he had last year and what he looks like now. He's taking this extremely seriously. His body's changed, mechanics have changed. Oh, like confidence, just literally standing as like looking like a statue, like Brady does. Just not popping on his toes. He's like controlled. Okay, I'm looking here. That's covered. Fine. I already know where I'm going to go next. It's knowing what's option 2, 3, 4 before I even have to look at it. Love that. And again, vanilla defense, but
Mhm.
the ability's there. I want to see what happens when he does get that fire. I know Chris Schmidt was saying about, I'll take the sack, whatever,
Mhm.
but that's not about this game. I thought he did well in those situations. I want to see what happens if he does get jailhouse blitz. Does he just throw it away? Does he take a sack? Or does he try and find the quick hot route? That's what I want to see.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, overall, again, it was a game uh, that looked really good. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. We appreciate the support. It was preseason. Obviously, we came up short and just missed the kick there at the end. But overall, a lot of good execution, I thought, from both sides. Defensively, they held Miami on third down. I think they're only 2 of 10 on third down, which is great. Held them to field goals quite often. So that was a good sign. And then offensively, you did some good things. There was some missed opportunities here. Obviously, the little 2 minute before the half, that was unfortunate. Bad, just bad bounces, really. But I saw a lot of positives and can't wait for next week.
All right, talking about the missed kick.
Mhm.
Do you think that was it? That was that missed game winning?
No,
Did he
no.
choke on that? Is that suck up? Okay, now it's yours. I mean,
No.
it looked ugly. Like
Well,
he
I
missed
was I
by a
was
foot,
saying
and then
I was saying this earlier tonight because I was also on the Loose Cannons podcast, but it just seems like he has like a natural knuckleball to his kick. Because if you look at some of his earlier kicks, then there was like that kind of effect where it's going straight and kind of zooms out to the right a little bit, where he made it. But on that one, it was just he just didn't get it properly, and obviously it hit off the goalpost there. But I don't think he's out of the competition. I think he's still going to have a chance. I think Suck Up is probably going to kick it this week, going up against his former team in the Titans. So it seems like that was kind of planned. So we'll see how he does, and then I think Borregales will still get an opportunity, maybe in that last game against the Colts, or maybe both of them will kick at some point in the same game.
I mean, to his credit, it did hit the post. So
Right.
I feel like all of his miss have hit the post, even in
Yeah.
practice and in the game now. But that 55-yarder was really damn close as well. Like, here's the post, here's the ball. It went right in there. So, I mean, yes, do you want the power leg with the potential to be good or suck up old reliable, but he just can't kick the ball deep at all? And it's questionable. And then the punting game. What
Mm.
happened there? Were you shaky with that? I mean, you can't be shaking. You drafted him high. You have no other options.
Yeah.
Maybe just
Yeah.
getting yours out.
Yeah. He had two bad kicks. Obviously the first punt wasn't great. Not great, Bob. And then, the kickoff going out of bounds, that just brought me like PTSD of last year against the Rams with Bradley Pinion kicking it off out of bounds. So, you know, gave me a little heartburn. So hopefully that doesn't continue. But after that, I thought he kicked the ball well. He kicked it out of bounds or kicked it for touchbacks with
Yeah,
the kickoff, and then he had some really good placement on his punts. Going forward, I think he'll be fine.
he better be for that way. We need him to be for that special teams to be consistent and error free. Because I mean, that literally is a part of your team. There's three phases. If one shits the bed that bad, the other team starts off in good field position and makes the rest of your two phases look like shit because they're starting from the backbone, right? So,
Yeah.
it'll get cleaned up. I'm sure of it, and if it's not, I'm scared. But it was just
Mhm.
one game, preseason game. Let's
Right.
get it out of the way.
Good to see you, A-Rod, in here.
Yeah.
Great question. It's a legit question.
Ever make an appearance on the Fairweather podcast? Is it an open invite? Is that what it is? And when is it? I don't even know when it is. No, we record Wednesdays, air on Thursday, all sports. Okay. So Wednesday, give me a time and I'll see what I can make do. That's my daughter's softball practice day. So I usually pick her up and play there. So we'll see. I'll see what I can do. I'll give you a we'll see. I can't give you 100% positive on that.
Yeah.
Family man. Come on, family man.
Good to see you, A-Rod. Don't act brand new. All right. Well, I think we pretty much covered it as far as the game. A lot of great stuff. Obviously, we talked about the Carl Nassib edition. I think that's awesome. You know, Kyle Trask played really good. There was just so many positives, I think, on both sides. And you know, overall, a good first game. Again, it's a loss, but it doesn't matter. It's preseason. Let's see how they continue to progress coming up this week against the Tennessee Titans. And yeah, man, it's full football from here on out. And I love every second of it. It's awesome. It really is.
Oh, the wives are already getting annoyed, and I love it. So, you know what's going on. It's Buck season. I feel like that damn commercial with like that more Buck paint gets on the guy's face.
Yep. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us. Again, hit that like button. Be sure to comment down below what you guys think of our content. Leave us comments on what we can do better, or if there's something you guys want to see, you know, bring it out there to the YouTube channel, and we'll do our best to get on top of it. And subscribe. Give us a subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, do that now. You won't regret it. This is some of the best Bucs content out there that you're going to get. Because we really deep dive into it, and it's just a different perspective. We love football, and we want you guys to learn how we see it, but also just learn how to really watch the game in a different way. It's a lot of fun. So with that said, everyone have a great night. Be sure to watch Cobra Kai and go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Woo!